Welcome, everybody, to our local author event. I have the wonderful opportunity today to introduce you to David Walker. He is a new children's book author who lives here in River Heights. He loved telling stories to his 6 kids while they were young, and now he's writing stories down so that he can share them with his 23 grandchildren and reading families like you. The Adventures of Bellybutton, a Zoo-riffic Safari, is his first book, available now on Amazon or directly from the author. I'll place both the Amazon link and Mr. Walker's contact information in the chat box. I will now turn the time over to David Walker.
Thank you, Natalie. It's good to be here with you today. And this is my first published book on Amazon. And I've been showing it to friends and neighbors and that, and it's gone over really good with children. It's a very simple children's book with a happy ending and lots of adventure and also a lot of good pictures. So I'll proceed to tell you a little bit about it from the start. First off, this book is dedicated to my grandchildren, my children and grandchildren, 6, and I've named the 6 children and then mentioned the grandchildren in there because they wanted me to write this book, and I'm so excited to have finally done this. The first one starts off with Katie. She's a little 5-year-old. And she's a very playful girl, real cute little girl. And she has a lot of adventure at home, lives in a big home with her mom and dad, and very happy child. And I'll tell you a little bit more on the first page. Her mother is calling her down and to take a nap, and she doesn't really want to take a nap like a lot of children don't, but she does take the nap, and there she is on her bed, and Bellybutton, the character, is about to just pop out of her tummy and go on a grand adventure. Katie has 2 pets. One of them is named Ruff, the dog, and Purr, the cat. And Katie can talk, Bellybutton can talk dog language. And so he can talk to the dogs and get a ride from either the cat or the dog by talking their language and go anywhere they want to go. Well, they decide to go to the local zoo. Hop on, Ruff. And Ruff is ready to go. And as you see, they're going right toward the zoo and looking the hole in the fence. And they go through the hole in the fence. And the first thing they do is they go to the seals.
Dave, just a reminder, if you sit back a little bit, then we can see the whole book and put it, yep.
Okay. And as you can see, Bellybutton goes in and he's playing with the seals and they're tossing him all over. And he's just having a blast in that. And they're playing with him. And finally, the one seal tosses him over the fence. And guess who catches him? Wouldn't you know it, it's the monkeys that catch him, and they're having a blast with him, going from treetop to treetop and tossing him in the air and having a good time. And Bellybutton's having a good time too. And finally, the little monkey drops him in a big mud puddle, and he's all dirty and full of mud. But good as can be, the elephant comes along and has a water in her trunk and washes him clean as can be, as you can see by the picture. So he's all squeaky clean now, and he's happy. Thank you, said Bellybutton. Thank you for cleaning me off. And then the elephant sneezed and Bellybutton went flying right onto the alligator's nose. Oh no. And the alligator is looking for a tasty meal to bite into. And Bellybutton thinks, oh no, I'm in trouble now. But lucky for him, guess what? A big fish jumps out of the water and grabs Bellybutton before he gets in trouble, and takes him to shore. And he's so excited and so happy that this nice fish saved him from the alligator. How will I ever repay you? Bellybutton says. Oh, you can be my friend and come and visit me all the time. And they made lifelong friends together. And Bellybutton was so appreciative. Now, Bellybutton went into the next cage, and he had been told, don't go near the snakes. They're not to be trusted, and they're not very good. They're not going to be very good to you. So Bellybutton gets caught by the snakes, and they're squeezing him tight. Oh, says Bellybutton, they're hurting me. And a parrot, a big colorful parrot, comes flying down, and he bit the snake. And the snakes, and he bit them, and they let go of Bellybutton, and he escaped from the snakes. He saw the big parrot, and he was so happy. And so he said, thank you so much for saving me. How can I ever repay you? And the parrot said, come and visit me. And they made lifelong friends together. Now, Bellybutton was about ready to come home because he had to get back into Katie's tummy before she woke up. Otherwise, she'd know what's going on. So he called and said, take me to Ruff so Ruff can take me home. Well, he jumped on Ruff's back and away he went home. But suddenly, a big dog catcher came by and was trying to catch Ruff. And Bellybutton was riding on his back, and he said, oh no, run, Ruff, run fast so we can get back to Katie. And he ran as fast as he could, ran through the streets, ran through the briars, ran through everything back to Katie's house. And there was Katie just about ready to wake up. Not quite, but just about ready to wake up. And just before she did, Bellybutton popped back into her tummy, and she was all safe and sound. And then she woke up and with a big smile on her face, and they were so happy. When I was raising my children, they asked me to tell them bedtime stories. And as a result, I made these stories up in my mind. And then when they got older and had their own children, they asked me to tell them the story about Bellybutton and get it published in a book. And Bellybutton has many adventures after this to go on. And this last part of it, as you can see, he's going to have another adventure very soon and go on a very big adventure and have lots of fun. So I hope that everyone will read the next adventure of Bellybutton. Thank you so much for this, and I hope that you would like a copy of it. And I have availability at any time. And I believe Natalie has the information to contact me. And thank you again for the time you've given me to go over this. I appreciate it, and you have a nice day. Thank you. And that's
Thank
the end.
you. Yes. So if we had been doing this event live, we probably would have opened it up to kids to ask questions. So I will ask the one question I had, which was, how did you find your illustrator?
I went online and looked for the best 10 illustrators in Utah. And lo and behold, I came up with Baillie King. And I've just loved working with her. She's terrific on having the pictures. I think her graphics and the colorful graphics that she's done is just very good. I'm very happy with the work. And she was very easy to work with, and she's going to do more of my adventure books and illustrations.
That is excellent. And then one other question that I had was, why did you choose to publish these stories in actual books instead of just writing them down and giving them to your grandkids?
Because the kids actually asked for the book to be published. They wanted a colorful copy of the adventure. And their minds, when they had what it had in their minds, were a lot close to what I actually put in the book when I made it into reality. And so they were very happy with it. And they have, most of my children have requested not only a copy for them, but an individual copy, a signed copy and autographed by me for each of the grandchildren. So I have a lot of work to do to get that to them. And then all of my friends, relatives, and everything, and everyone, it's been really well received, and it's been really fun to do.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us today?
No, only that I'm going to have more adventures very shortly, and I have other characters besides Bellybutton to write about, including a story about ants and all of the things that they do and the tournament they go to compete. And it should be a lot of fun in this next book.
Great. Thank you so much for giving your time to the library. And I just wanted to reiterate again that we will share your Amazon link in our YouTube video when we post this online, and that I will have the contact information if anybody wants to reach out to you that's here locally, so that you can just deliver it straight to them.
Thank you so much, Natalie.
Yeah.
And thank you all for listening.
Bye, guys.